So here we go guys with part 2 of my sourdough bread. I'm just going to lightly flour the surface before I firstly add the salt. This is the time you add the salt to the dough after the 1 hour autolyse situation. So we're going to add the salt, mix this a little bit by hand, and then we're going to get it out onto the worktop and give it some kneading. Some kneading, sorry. So just getting the dough out, and we're going to start kneading it. And all it is when you knead it is a bit of flour on your hands. You're pushing it out with your knuckles like that, and you're pulling it back in on itself. And that's all there is to kneading. Turn it over, push it out. There we go, push it right out, knocking all the air out of it, pulling it back in on itself. And keep doing this until your dough gets nice and elasticated. The more you do it, the nicer it'll become. So a couple more and then it'll be done. So we're just kneading the dough. It's also mixing the salt in, which we added just now. There we go, nearly there, nearly ready to put it into our bowl. And then we are ready for the next 4 stages. So we put a bit of flour in the bowl, pop it in the bowl, on with a plastic cover. These are fantastic. We buy them from Amazon in 200s. They're great for all types of food. Cover it with a tea towel as well. And here we go with the first of the 4 next stages. So wet your hand. And all you're doing is pulling the dough from underneath, like so, stretch it over and put it back on the top. Just like that. Grab a corner, pull it over, pop it on top. There we go, so that's the first one done. We're going to leave that for half an hour, come back to it. We're going to do that 3 more times. So here's the second stage. After another half an hour, we waited half an hour, exactly the same. Get your hand under the water, and if you can see now, the dough has actually risen. So each half hour you're doing this, the dough is rising all the time. It's not exactly doubling in size, but it's getting smoother, and each time we come back to it, it's bigger. So you see now on the third one that it is a lot bigger. That's number 2. And here we go with the third one a half hour later. Look at that, look how big that dough has got now. That's really improved in size. Wet the hand, grab it, tuck it over. Do that about 4 or 5 times. Just go right round the bowl. There we are. See how nice and soft that dough is getting now. I normally do this in a metal bowl and it wouldn't come away from the bowl so much, but this plastic one's not the same. Look how big that dough is now. So we're going to cover that. We got 1 more to do before we put it in the banneton. So this is the banneton, guys. This is the bread basket that it is put in the fridge overnight before you bake it the next morning. I think some people bake it the same day, but this, we're going to put it in the fridge all night. Now this is gluten-free rice flour, and the reason I use this, it's absolutely fantastic. It takes up more the moisture of the bread, so the actual dough doesn't stick to the banneton as much. Because sometimes you try and tip this out and it just does not want to come out. But honestly, since I've started using the rice flour as recommended, it's never really stuck. So I'm just going to cover that just to keep it ready until we do the last stage. And here we are, we're on the 4th and final stage. Exactly the same, wet the hands, come back to the dough, and all we're doing is pulling the dough up, putting it over to the top. But the difference is when we get right round the bowl this time, we're going to take it out of the bowl, get it onto the work surface, and now we are rolling it and tucking it under itself, and this gives it a good surface tension. You want to tighten the top bit, surface tension, before you put it into the banneton. Some people put it upside down at this stage. I just like to put it straight down. You know, each to his own. So we've got all that flour in there. Down it goes into the banneton. I'm going to put some more rice flour on the top of it, and I'm probably going to leave it out for about an hour before I put it in the fridge to give it a good start to rising. But honestly, this is rising absolutely fantastic today. on with the top. And next you're going to see me, I've put it in the fridge and it's going to sit there until I bake it tomorrow morning. So here we go. There it is, it's in the fridge and it's going to sit there all night and it's going to be slowly proving and filling that basket out. Come back tomorrow.